I feel lucky, so grateful and so honored to live here. You know, this building has been in use by the Office of the Prime Minister for over 275 years, I believe.
Very long.
So very long time. And to be able to live and have a sneak peek, in a way, of this historical place, I feel really lucky.
Few figures capture public intrigue quite like those standing beside the world's most powerful leaders, and Rishi Sunak's wife, Akshata Murty, is no exception. With her roots in India's tech aristocracy, as the daughter of Narayana Murthy, a titan of the industry, Murty's wealth places her among the UK's richest women. But her fortune is only part of the story. Her career has spanned continents and industries, from fashion to finance, each move shaped by a desire to blend business with social impact. Yet her journey into the public eye hasn't been without scrutiny, from debates over her tax residency status to questions about her influence on Sunak's political path. Murty's life has been as layered as it is intriguing. Akshata Murty's early life and family legacy.
When Akshata got married to Rishi, she was her classmate. And she really liked him, and they fell in love with each other. And I said, here's the boy, and he's very good, and very patriotic feelings toward his country. And I never thought he will be a prime minister.
Akshata Murty's story begins far from Britain, in the culturally rich city of Hubli, India, where she was born into a family that would come to embody entrepreneurial and ethical values, both in India and internationally. Her father, Narayana Murthy, is celebrated as the visionary co-founder of Infosys, a pioneering tech giant that revolutionized India's role in the global economy. Infosys began humbly in the 1980s with just $250, growing into a multinational powerhouse, employing thousands and generating billions in revenue, firmly establishing Murthy as one of the most respected and influential figures in Indian business. Murty's upbringing, however, was far from opulent or privileged. Her parents, though immensely successful, were dedicated to instilling values of humility, responsibility, and simplicity in both Murty and her brother. Her mother, Sudha Murty, herself a respected engineer and philanthropist, emphasized that wealth should always be in service to society. She publicly advocated for modest living and devotion to both education and charity. Growing up in a home that respected education and social responsibility, Murty was encouraged to push boundaries beyond her comfort zone. The family chose to forego luxuries that would have been easily affordable, even going without a television in the house, underscoring a disciplined approach to life and instilling in Murty a lasting sense of purpose and self-discipline. Her ambition and drive were continually supported by the family's ethos, which focused on achieving personal excellence and giving back to society. Her journey led her to the United States, where she attended Claremont McKenna College and then Stanford, both experiences marking a critical evolution in her life as she transitioned into a world far removed from the modesty of her family's early days in India. Marriage to Rishi Sunak.
But look, the reason why I'm here is really quite simple. And it's because Rishi and I are each other's best friends.
Murty's romance with Rishi Sunak began on the picturesque campus of Stanford University in California. Both were ambitious students pursuing advanced degrees, Murty in business administration, and their mutual interest in entrepreneurship quickly brought them together. Sunak has shared that he went as far as to enroll in a class he didn't need just to be close to her, signaling the strength of their connection even in its early days. Their relationship grew through a shared commitment to hard work, and their relatively low-key lifestyle followed them through their marriage's early years, even as their wealth and influence grew significantly over time. Sunak, whose parents were also immigrants, who worked hard to ensure he received a quality education, found in Murty a partner whose values aligned closely with his own. Both had been shaped by family histories of perseverance and the conviction that success should be paired with integrity and purpose. After their marriage in 2009, the couple began building a life that spanned continents. They settled in both California and the UK, reflecting their unique roles as global citizens, each with deep personal ties to multiple countries. Together, they have 2 daughters, Krishna and Anushka, both of whom have been raised in a lifestyle that incorporates both traditional values and the privileges afforded by Murty's wealth. Although Murty enjoys a life of significant resources, she's remained a figure of private warmth rather than public flamboyance. But Murty's entrance into the public sphere, particularly as Sunak entered British politics in earnest, marked a new chapter. While she's largely maintained an apolitical public profile, the couple's considerable wealth and Murty's background quickly became focal points of media attention and public debate as Sunak rose to prominence in UK politics. The business ventures and financial portfolio of Akshata Murty. Murty's business journey began in a sphere distinct from her family's tech empire, fashion. Following her long-standing interest in fashion and creativity, she founded her own label, Akshata Designs, a company inspired by traditional Indian artisanship and sustainable fashion. The brand's mission was to support female artisans from rural India, providing them with fair wages and a platform to showcase their craft in international markets. This venture reflected Murty's desire to merge business with social impact, a philosophy instilled by her family's values. Despite noble intentions and artistry, however, Akshata Designs struggled in the fiercely competitive fashion industry, ultimately leading to its closure after a few years. Nonetheless, Murty was undeterred by the setback. She shifted her focus to a field more aligned with her family's business background, venture capital. Alongside her husband, Murty co-founded Catamaran Ventures, a fund that invested in sectors like health and education. Her stake in Infosys remains the cornerstone of her substantial wealth. Her shares, valued at hundreds of millions, have continually drawn public attention, especially as her wealth has increased even during Sunak's tenure as Chancellor of the Exchequer. Beyond Infosys, Murty holds a diverse portfolio of investments, including stakes in various sectors, from fitness chains to boutique brands. While her wealth is legally managed, its sheer scale has raised questions about public perception, particularly during Sunak's political rise amid a time of economic uncertainty in the UK. Critics have argued that her vast wealth presents a stark contrast to her husband's political stance, potentially distancing him from the experiences and struggles of the average British citizen. Furthermore, her status as a non-domiciled resident for tax purposes, a decision that was within legal bounds but highly scrutinized in the public eye, became a significant point of contention and sparked debates around fairness, privilege, and transparency. Public scrutiny in the tax controversy.
But now attention has turned to the Chancellor's wife after it was revealed she holds non-domicile status, meaning she doesn't have to pay UK tax on foreign income.
One of the big controversies surrounding Murty has been her tax status, a personal financial decision made long before her husband's political career took shape. In 2022, it was revealed that she held non-domiciled tax status, a legal designation that allowed her to avoid paying UK taxes on her overseas income, a benefit that reportedly saved her millions. Although not illegal, this revelation generated considerable public outcry, especially given her husband's role as chancellor responsible for managing the country's finances. Her initial response pointed to her heritage and her wish to retain ties to her home country, explaining that her Indian citizenship and domicile were important parts of her identity. However, as criticism intensified, Murty eventually chose to relinquish her non-domiciled status and agreed to pay UK taxes on her global income. Her role as a political spouse and public figure.
It's a hard road ahead, but success is hard won. Rishi, you know this. You know they're doing the right thing for the long term, even when it's hard, is the right thing to do.
Despite being a private individual by nature, her role as Sunak's spouse has thrust her into the public spotlight, especially following his rise to the role of Prime Minister. In contrast to more traditional first spouses, Murty maintained a certain distance from her husband's political life. A rare but notable instance was her address at the 2023 Conservative Party conference, where she introduced Sunak to the crowd and spoke on his behalf. Her reserved demeanor in such public settings suggested a supportive yet understated role, with Murty describing herself and her husband as one team. Observers noted that her presence represented a secret weapon for Sunak, providing a quiet yet influential support system that aligns with his own values. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think Akshata Murty's background and wealth should play a big role in public discussions about her husband's political career? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.